Welcome to the Friendly Geordies podcast.
Hello. Am I allowed to sit here?
You are at the moment
Screw it.
because Jimmy ain't here.
Exactly.
You're the one that's here, so you get the privileges. This is a second upload of the Friendly Geordies.
G'day,
At this point,
everybody.
I'm not exactly sure what's happening with the schedule because there's a lot of changes that are happening currently.
Yeah.
And in a week or two's time, everything will become stable.
Yeah.
But what this does mean for you guys is that you'll be getting more pods. At the moment, one with the three of us, Jordan, Miss Love, and I, and then you'll have another podcast with just Miss Love and myself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
be excited. More content coming your way.
It's news for you and me.
How are you doing, Miss?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, man. I walked the dog today.
You walk the dog.
I hate picking up dogs' shit though.
Man, part of life.
It's demeaning.
Part of life. Dude, does Jordan, my dog will sometimes take
Multiple.
Yes.
Correct. Same.
And so I'd take him. He'd do. The other thing is like because I've moved houses.
Yeah.
My dog used to poo in the backyard.
Yeah. You don't have a backyard?
I do have a backyard, but it's obviously a lot smaller because it's
so you gotta.
But it's all, and also it's not. There's no grass. It's all. So I got like one of those like Bunnings. You know. Yeah. Anyway. So and I tried to train my dog to like go poo and wee on it.
Yeah.
He wees. Yeah. No problem.
That's
but
good.
he holds in the poo and he waits to go for his walk.
Fair enough. That's yeah.
Yeah, no. And I'm like, oh, it's not a terrible thing. But it's just that like now I have to be really mindful of taking him out on walks at the time that he is used to. Otherwise he like is holding it in the whole time. So you may as well. Anyway, sorry.
What's sad is that Zeus is getting older.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't realize this, but I was talking to like two and I was like, he's kind of like, because sometimes I take him to this like waterfall-y area, like water, and like, sometimes he'll like jump and like fall in, like collapse into a puddle. I'm like, you all right, buddy? And she was like, yeah, he's like getting older and it's getting like arthritis.
Damn. Yeah, he is old. I remember him.
Yeah.
He would be like 10 years old now.
Yeah. Is that old for a dog?
Well, it's getting up there.
Really?
I don't know. Traditionally, the wisdom was that dogs live for 14 years.
Shit, that's so short.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's completely...
Yeah.
Like, different breeds have different life.
He's just getting...
But I can imagine, dude, Aussie Bulldogs, their lives aren't that long.
I wouldn't know, because they're like, I don't know, like Prado, like four-wheel drives. They're like units. So like, yeah, it's kind of sad. Like he'll just like limp a bit, and I'm like, come on, old buddy. You used to have fights with Rottweilers.
Dude, he once flipped me over.
Dude, you told...
He almost killed me.
What happened?
I was this was when we were in Lithgow, and he was a young buck.
He was a young buck.
He was such a young buck, dude. I remember it.
Yeah.
I was just standing in like whatever the front yard kind of thing that Jordan, like the first house that he was living in, the fancy one in Zigzag.
Oh, the zigzag one.
Yeah,
on the bush.
Yeah,
like,
on the bush.
Yeah.
So I'm just like standing over there, and then like something gets into him.
Yeah.
And I think Jordan throws like a ball or something, like a football.
Yeah.
And it comes next to me.
Oh, no.
So he's like gunning for the ball.
Yeah.
And I'm just standing there oblivious to like what's about to happen.
Shit.
Like a footy play, he rams right into me with such force. I am not kidding you, Miss Love. I do a somersault in air and then I fall on the ground, boom, hard.
Oh my God.
Like I literally, because he hit me on my legs.
Yeah.
Near my shins, sideways.
Yeah.
So all his momentum pushed me and made me do like a full-on 180.
Dude, he could have killed you.
He could have killed me. And like, to some point, I remember like thinking, that was kind of impressive. Like this dog has a lot of strength. I'm a big guy. And he did like a full-on like MMA somersault move on me.
What the fuck?
And I looked at him afterwards. And he was just like, "Are you okay?" But I was like, "Are you okay, dude?"
Yeah.
Like, is your head okay? And he was like, I'm fine. What's wrong with me?
What the hell? What is Jordan? Did he see it?
Yeah, he saw it. Ask him. He was right there.
What was his reaction?
He was like, "Shoosh." And then like I think he smiled a little bit. He was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Oh my God.
He's like, "Damn, that was crazy."
What the hell? Yeah, I remember as well, like when we got Indy, which was like our dog. She was like a puppy, and I'll never forget. Like we were introducing the two of them, and Zeus just was the same thing. It was just like, and just bowled her. Like the way he said hello was like, and just bowled her over, and like that wasn't good. That didn't go down too well. But yeah, But the thing is, like now he's getting older. He's just battling. He's like, I'm still a big scary bastard. But after like, I'm like, dude, nah, you're not. You're not. You're like, you're like, maybe it's all the years of abuse that he's done to himself. But it's like, dude, you're like, he's like, you know what happened? I was trying to.
This is Sunset.
Yeah. No.
At least it's Sunset of his physical prime.
Yeah, that. Yeah. You know what was crazy? I was trying to walk him over this bridge, which is like just a footpath, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like refusing. He was like, no. And I'm like, what are you scared of? It's not made of a cloud, dude. What are you talking about? He's like, I think he's like turning into a little bitch. He's like, oh, I'm scared of the bridge. It's like, this is not the Zeus I remember. Unless he was always scared of bridges. I don't know. But like,
maybe he could be scared of bridges.
Yeah, maybe. But I'm like weak, bro. Weak.
Yeah, dude. My dog's a little bit like that as well. Just
really?
like dogs, like humans now have way more anxiety than they used to. Dude, my dogs growing up, I remember like my dogs I remember clearly 3 dogs. Like one of them like was with us throughout its entire life. So I remember when I was a kid, I was with him, and then by the time he died, I was like a teenager, almost becoming an adult. Mm-hmm. Man, those dogs were not afraid of anything. They had no anxiety. Yeah. You could take them wherever. Okay, admittedly, they were Labradors. I don't know if that makes a difference.
Right.
But my Beagle, dude, he has anxiety about everything.
Really?
Little things freak him out.
I mean, Indy had anxiety.
He acts like a tough guy, but then like little things will freak him out all the time.
That's weird. I mean, yeah, Indy had a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I'm not sure. Times are changing, I guess. But yeah.
Man, this is a controversial thing, and I don't know if it's true or not because I haven't done the research. But I think my dog's anxiety got worse after I desexed him.
Right.
I was told by everyone you have to desex your dog. And
well, you don't have to.
Well, admittedly, it has a few advantages.
What are the advantages?
One is
screw everything.
Yes, that. But also, like, when they're growing up, they've just got so much energy in them. And once they hit puberty, they are desperate to find a mate. So, like, if you leave your door open, your dog could be fully trained, and, like, your dog doesn't normally go out. But if that instinct gets to him, he's going to bail, start looking for other dogs.
Right.
If you desex him, for example, that won't happen. Like, your dog will have no urge to just, like, randomly bounce and do that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
The other thing that also I think does happen is the advantage is that I think it does mellow them out, their aggression a little bit. Sometimes when they see other dogs, they get, like, hyper.
Yeah.
That mellows down. So those are the advantages. But I think the disadvantages are it just makes them way more anxious in my experience.
Maybe that is the case.
It kind of kills their self-confidence a little bit.
I mean, if you think about it, you know, it is kind of cruel to do it. But like,
I don't know if it's cruel.
Isn't it?
I mean, you could argue that it's cruel to not desex your dog and never allow it to find a mate.
Yeah.
Just died of frustration.
Yeah.
I think that you could argue is also cruel.
That's true. I mean, it is a sign when you see, you know, when you see a dog with its nuts, it's usually a sign that like the owner is like a meth dealer or something. It's like a telltale.
Or as a man. I can tell you one thing.
Yeah.
When I had that dog and I was about to make the decision on whether to desex him or not, every man, except for Jordan, I think, told me to not desex your dog, and the reason was always like just Bill Burr like reasoning. It was like, he's a man, let him be a man. What the fuck is wrong with you? And I was like, yeah, but like I don't have a female dog for him.
Yeah,
like,
that's
it doesn't matter. Like you're gonna get rid of his manhood.
Yeah.
And every woman would say you have to get your dog desexed.
I think it's like very expected Yeah. I mean, anyone that's like, it doesn't matter. It's like they obviously don't know. That's also, like you said, it's cruel to be like, have a dog that can't screw anything and just being like, just screw the pillow. It's like, that's more cruel, I think. So yeah, no, it's the right thing. Yeah, like, dude, you kind of have to do it.
I'm still conflicted. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know about the anxiety thing or not, but like, look, it is fine. My dog's D-sex and he's happy.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what's been happening with me. But
your dog struggles.
How are you, bro?
I am good. I am very good, dude. Last night.
Hello, everybody. By the way,
hello. Everyone.
Hello, YouTube, right? And
YouTube and
does this go on Spotify?
Yes, it does. Internet.
Hello, Spotify.
Hello, Internet.
Hello, Internet.
But miss, I was watching last night. I got back from recording our pod yesterday.
Yeah.
And
we're on Podfire.
Yeah, we are a little bit. And I was just as I snuggled into my bed.
Yeah.
I went on my phone. It was like 12:30 or something. Oh no, 11:30, whenever it was.
Yeah.
And I I checked the news.
Yeah.
So it said Donald Trump is making a speech live
at the UN.
Fuck. And I was like, you know what?
I'm watching.
Let's watch this. And I tell you, like, I had so many emotions watching it because it was a long speech, and I started off with Miss. Yeah. Let me tell you exactly what happened. I swear to God, this is exactly how it went.
Yep.
I turned it on and I was like, I guess I'll just fall asleep to this. When I turn it on, he starts off with railing against the UN, saying like how his escalator stopped. And then he goes on this tangent, Miss Love, which is about like, he's like, I, back in the day, it was a long time ago, but I was going to renovate the United Nations. I was going to give them the best marble they could ever think of. I gave them 500, and he's talking to the world, which is in utter commotion. There's wars everywhere, but he's like, I told them, I'm going to give you the best marble. I gave them $500 million a coat, and I said, this is going to be good. This is going to show the world that this is the best. And then they decided they didn't want to go with me. They went with someone else, and they said $2 billion. They paid those $2 billion, overcharged them, and they didn't even get the marble. They didn't even get the marble. And so I'm watching this and I'm laughing, right? I'm like, dude, this guy is so funny. He's like telling the world at a United Nations conference about like contracting jobs. So I'm laughing my ass off, right? And then he goes on to like, he starts railing against the United Nations. He's like, he starts off with like the escalator breaking, which was funny. But then he's like, United Nations is completely useless. I don't even know why they exist. And then I went from like laughing to just then being really sad at what I was watching. I'm not kidding. And then like I almost got teary.
Really?
Just watching him basically tell everyone, the strongest country on planet Earth was telling everyone that I do not care about the United Nations. Right. I don't care about the rules.
Right.
The rules are bullshit. I'm not following them. I'm going to starve the United Nations.
Really?
Climate change is a hoax. If you start doing green transition, then like I was watching this and like, I'm kidding you, I went from like laughing so hard to then just being incredibly sad that this is the state of the world now.
Fuck.
Where like he's not even pretending to keep the order intact.
Yeah.
He's looking to tear it down.
Right.
And everyone's just sitting there like, what can anyone do?
Yeah.
And that's what you realize. Like the camera would pan at like just the heads of state of the entire world. And you could see their expression just being like, what can we do? Jeez. This is what it is.
I mean, I know that there is a lot of his early talking points were like, the UN is a big bloated. It's the same people that talk about the EU bank system, and they're like, it's this bloated, tax funded, like Gestapo that makes broad sweeping reforms out of the control of like individual states and independent states and this whole thing. And like even in the early days I was like, yeah, Yeah, maybe. But then to hear it said, I haven't watched it, but I will now. But to hear it said so brazenly and so like matter of factly in the UN is like, you know, I guess what I'm saying is I think I was wrong to think that might have even been true. Where he's like, it's a bullshit. Like, I'm sure every organization overspends money and missteps and does this and that, but I think it's not that dramatic to say that or like over the top to say that the UN serves a purpose, and for him to just be like, it doesn't even serve a purpose is like, it's pretty crazy.
Dude, and like the other thing that was
it's pretty crazy
was, funnily enough, I saw the news about that exact point, and Europe was kind of celebrating it, and I just thought it was the saddest moment. At one point, he's talking about Ukraine, and he says, you know, I thought that the Ukraine and Russia will be the easiest war that I will put down.
Yeah.
It turned out it's not so easy. It's not so easy. And, you know, I tried, and, you know, it's not working. And then he goes on to say, Miss, he says, because, you know, he was of the opinion, Miss, that, you know, Ukraine is losing and they should do a deal with Russia.
Right.
And I'll broker it. Like, remember, like, you have no cards, that whole spiel.
Yeah.
He completely changed that. So he's saying, he then says, Ukraine can take back all of its territory with the help of NATO and Europe.
Really?
I think they can do that. Now, Europe is celebrating that as like, they're calling it, Trump's policy shift.
Right.
Dude, you know what he's saying?
No.
And you should be terrified of what he is saying is, I can't stop this war. I think you and NATO can like together and try to take on Russia. We're getting out of it. That's what he was saying. It's like, I think with the help of NATO, not with the help of US. Not with the help of US. And then he says, like, I think Europe should put sanctions on China. And what he is essentially saying in that is like, I'm out.
I'm out.
I tried to solve it.
Yeah.
It seems a lot harder than what it is. I don't want to do it anymore because I don't see anything. So like, now you deal with it. And if you want, and because Europeans and Ukraine are like, we have to beat Russia, we have to take it back. So he's like, yeah, great, go do it.
Jesus.
That's
Christ.
what he was saying. So I was feeling so sorry for Ukrainians at that point. Like, genuinely.
Yeah.
I know I get a lot of criticism, but like, I felt bad for them because they can't take it back. Definitely not without US's help.
Yeah.
And NATO can't take care of themselves without US. How the hell do you expect them to help Ukraine take over Russia? So clearly he's saying, I'm out.
Oh my
Deal
God.
with it.
That's crazy.
And Europeans, or at least some news organizations, are so, I don't know, like, you were celebrating this as a change of policy.
Right.
It's not a change. The only change of policy is that he's not even looking to be a peacemaker now because he thinks it's a useless cause.
Shit.
Like, this is not good news. Maybe you can, look, if you think you can take on Russia without US,
I don't think so.
I don't think so, man. I honestly think even with US, you couldn't do it. Definitely without is going to be incredibly tough. And, you know, it's not just on the Europeans. Like, the US government under Biden gave them false hopes.
Yeah.
They said we were going to be with you till the end.
Right.
They said we were going to fight. And
that's scary, dude. that is very...
He's doing essentially the same with the Middle East,
right?
Where he's essentially like, after Israel bombed Qatar, his thing, like, you can clearly tell that they're withdrawing from Middle East. So Saudi Arabia US is, and they're like, just Israel has gone rogue. They're just attacking everyone in their neighborhood. It doesn't care, and US is just like, meh, you know, what are we gonna do? Even if they at least pretend to say that, like, oh, we're against Israel attacking and it was a bad move, they're not willing to do anything. And as a result, like, you've seen Saudi Arabia recently, I don't know if you looked at the news, it wasn't reported as much, but Saudi Arabia signed a defense pact with Pakistan saying that attack on one country is attack on both, kind of like the NATO thing.
Yeah.
And the idea is that if Israel is going to attack Saudi Arabia, then Pakistan will provide its nuclear umbrella
Right.
So like the idea is like potentially we don't know the details. It'll never be made public. I can guarantee you that.
Right.
It'll always be classified.
Right.
But the idea is that like if Israel decides to attack Saudi Arabia, even all the way to the nuclear level, then Pakistan can provide nuclear umbrella to, at least on paper, that's what they're claiming. But
is it true that, did I see that Pakistan is, they said like they recognized Israel as like a terrorist state or something? Or is that not true?
They don't recognize Israel at all.
Oh, okay, fair.
A lot of countries don't actually.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of Muslim countries, don't recognize Israel at all. I don't know like exactly how practical this is, like because there's issues of nuclear proliferation in this. But I thought that America might be like upset with this because clearly this is the balance of power is reshifting and there's new alliances. Usually America was the key player in Middle East that would say like, you don't do this, we'll protect you. And from what it seemed like afterwards, Trump was okay with it. He's like, yeah, okay, form your own alliances, deal with it yourself.
What? I don't. I don't understand what his He seems to think that like America is like a world unto itself, and he's like, you know, I think we don't care about Europe. We don't really care about. It's like he's always talking about like how the EU screws America.
Yeah, he
which I don't understand how.
Well, the idea was the EU kind of outsources defense to America. But the thing is, like Trump, it's not like something that was done recently. Definitely not recently. But like, it's not like the Europeans deceived America.
Yeah,
that was the offer.
Yeah,
like the offer was, don't worry about your defense. Yeah, we'll take care of the defense as long as we get unwavering loyalty from you. Yeah, and Europeans were like, okay, fine. Yeah, and they did it, dude. The idea, America invading Iraq, United Nations said that this is an illegal war. Yeah. It was on a false pretense. Every European knew that this was a disaster. Yeah. But they still did it because that was the deal. Yeah. And we did it as well, by the way. Yeah. Yeah. Knowingly, we all collectively committed suicide. Now, if America might have thought that this was going to be great, I can assure you, we and a lot of Europeans knew that this was a horrible move. Right. But they did it anyways because that was the deal. Yeah. The deal was that we do these stupid wars for you. Yeah. But then you're our security guarantor. Obviously, this thing is now changing. Yeah. But Trump is like making it like, that America was conned. America set this system up.
Does he not realize that?
I think he does, but he doesn't care. He doesn't want to. I think he doesn't want to like. What justification is he gonna like? Maybe that was a thing of the past, but he's just like, nah, you're all bad people, and we're good. He's building like a false narrative for his own people.
I don't. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. You know what is also crazy is that like all of these European countries are now obviously spending a lot more on their defense, including Germany. Yeah. And that'll be interesting in the next 10 years.
Why?
Because the thing with
what the Nazis are back.
Do you know the theory of balance of power? You know what balance of power theory is?
No, I don't. I was gonna make a funny joke, but I can't even think of one.
So the way Henry Kissinger explained it, and it's a theory that like you've got to like the world for the world to be peaceful, or let's say any region for it to be peaceful. What they say is there needs to be balance of power. Balance of power is like, imagine a seesaw, right? Peace will only be if the seesaw is in equilibrium, right? It's not tilting on one end or the other, because the idea is that if it's tilting on one end, you can see that one power is weak and one is powerful. And then like the powerful will try to get the concessions that are weak and like wage war. So the only way that this peace can be maintained if like there's an equilibrium. But
and is that suggesting like America and Russia or something?
Well, so that's just the theory of it. It can apply to any region. We can talk about America and Russia in different ways. But like the idea is that it needs to be on a seesaw. So, for example, in during the Second World War, you had all of these different European powers. So you had French, you had Britain, you had Germany, you had Russia.
The allies.
Yeah. No, it doesn't mean that these were just in the geographic location. These were the powers. Germany naturally is just much stronger than the other European countries, just because it has the most potential for industrial power.
Yeah.
So during the
Why is that? Just good work ethic or something?
it has a big population.
All right.
I think it has the largest population in Europe.
Okay.
Maybe, I think actually France does, but like, and it has like a lot of the economy is just geared in a way where they're a lot better at producing stuff and selling it. And so they have the potential to be really powerful, disproportionately powerful than Britain and Germany. Sorry, Britain and France, for example. And so during the Second World War, or even before the First World War, you saw Germany just becoming really big. So if there's a seesaw, right? Germany on its own got so powerful that Britain and France were lower on the seesaw. So that ruined the balance of power.
Yep.
And during the First World War, before the First World War, that's exactly what Germany, England and France kept saying to Germany.
Yeah.
That the whole problem was that you're getting so powerful that you're changing the balance of power where you can single-handedly destroy all of us, right? And so that was what World War II was about, because the balance of power changed it.
One or two?
Both.
Right.
It was World War I and World War II technically were the same war. They just had a big period of break in between. So the way this...
But just quickly, the Germans were saying like that they were being sort of in prior to World War I, they were being like sort of starved out and sanctioned by Europe.
They were saying that after the First World War.
After.
So after the First World War, Germany had lost. And then in order to readdress the balance of power...
I know Franz Ferdinand got shot and that triggered World War I, right? Still don't understand really why World War I started. But anyway.
But this is what I'm telling you. That's exactly why World War I started. Because Germany was disproportionately getting stronger.
So they just wanted to flex.
In Europe.
They wanted to flex?
It's not that they were willing to flex. So in international relations, it's not the intention of another country that you're scared of, but it's the capability. So if I'm a country, let's say we're both countries, we're neighbors. Yeah.
So it's the capability.
If you have capabilities, if you say you're the nicest person,
reason.
It's enough of a reason, right? So like that is the main. Because you can't judge intentions. You don't know how someone's going to be. So you can only judge by capabilities. Anyways, so the capabilities of Germany had increased so much that it made France and Britain collectively feel threatened.
Yeah.
And that was enough for a war.
Yep.
Franz Ferdinand assassination was just a trigger. This was the entire issue. So England was telling Germany that you need to cut down your military, otherwise we will wage war against you. And Germany was like, we're not going to do that. And so then there was a power imbalance, and that caused the First World War. It continued all the way up to the Second World War, and then this seesaw was again put into balance with America coming in. Because once America comes in the side of England and France, now all of a sudden the seesaw is back in equilibrium.
Gotcha.
So it makes sense that Germany does not feel the capability to be able to wage attack on Western Europe and succeed because America. So that's the whole idea of balance of power. Right. And so once America leaves, then that seesaw is going to go down again. Now, right at this point, Germany is also really subsided because after the Second World War, they were told like their military can't be that powerful.
Yeah.
But again, it has the same potential that it always had. So
still to this day,
so if America leaves, then again, European balance of power will shift.
Right.
And then you will see that this struggle between the seesaw.
But surely that struggle and that threat lies on the hands of Russia. Surely Russia's the fear.
That's the main one, because they're the ones whose balance that they have to. In this case, it wouldn't be Germany.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It would be Russia.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm just saying that's part one. Once now all of these European countries, England, France, Germany included, are rearming themselves by clear instructions of America, saying that we're withdrawing from this area.
Yeah.
You're on your own.
Yeah.
Like start spending money on your defense.
Yeah.
And obviously the European countries are like, well, obviously we're going to have to do that if you're going to walk away.
Yeah.
We're not going to let at the moment, Russia take over. So they're all going to start rebuilding their armies, their militaries. And again, that will create collisionary course. So what I'm saying is at the moment, Russia is the villain and Germany, France, England, everyone are collectively trying to balance them. I don't think this dynamic will remain constant.
Right.
Because if you look at both the previous world wars, Russia ended up being on Western Europe's side.
Yes.
So
Jesus.
I think something similar We'll see. We'll see. But I'm just saying, like, again, very uncertain times, and just
Damn.
Trump was
I mean,
stressing the hell out.
yeah. I mean, hearing when I was getting on a train in Berlin, and I was holding the door for my brother, and hearing the strict, cold nature of the train driver announcing over the telecom on the train, "You are wasting our time." I was like, these people have the potential to do some crazy shit again. But Germany's also like got a lot of Turks in it. I don't know. I sometimes feel like in this crazy multicultural world we live in, that like these kind of nationalistic wars are less likely, but maybe that's not true.
I hope so, man. I hope so.
Because power is power, but like, you know, Germany's very different to the Germany of 1945 now. Very different, you know.
You know, 1945 to now is a very small time period in history.
But a lot's changed.
Yeah, but like things are constantly changing. What has changed now can change again.
That's true, but I'm just saying it just seems
I think the only reason why Germany was peaceful was because of the role that America played.
Yeah.
I think without America being involved in the picture, I think natural tendency for Germany would be to rearm and then try to dominate Europe again.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit. That's like...
But like, not that like they're the only ones that are going to want to do that. I think Britain is going to want to do exactly the same. I just think Germany has the best potential in Western Europe to do it.
Right.
UK is going to try and do exactly the same. I think France is going to try and do exactly the same.
Yeah.
Russia is also trying to do that. I just think like, I just think they have the best potential to be successful at it.
Yeah. That is a crazy thought. I did not expect you to say that. Germany. Like,
I'd imagine like the first step for that would be, and I think this would be the first sort of like precursor to Germany potentially going a bit rogue, is that they might try to like work out a deal with Russia. Right. Because the energy supply that they were getting from Russia has been like largely, reduced. Yeah. And that's causing horrible effects on the German economy. Like they're deindustrializing as a consequence. Because
really,
look,
it's that bad.
Energy prices are extremely important, man. So like, if let's say you're producing a particular item, right?
Bars.
You're producing a car, right? Yeah. Let's assume there's Germany that's producing a car, and then that same car is being produced, or like a different car, or like the same kind of value is being produced in the US. Now, if the cost of electricity, let's say, is $20 in Germany, but it's $15 in the US, then automatically US exporters will have an advantage. Their price will just be lower. And that has nothing to do with how efficient German industry is. It's just the cost of energy. Right. So I think at some point, maybe Germany will realize that why are we siding with Western Europe on this? Like, if we just try to get peace with Russia, we'll be able to get cheaper energy. We'll be able to reindustrialize. We'll be able to like rearm ourselves, and I think that would be the first step of Germany trying to,
I had no idea that so much of Europe was reliant on Russian like oil and stuff and energy. I had no idea.
It's not that they're reliant on it, that they don't get it from anywhere else, but it's the cheapest source for them. Oh, really? It's just right next to them. Yeah. So generally speaking, oil or energy will be cheaper in pipelines, for one. Right. If you can put in pipelines and you can pump it, it's one of the cheapest ways to transfer. You can do it through like shipping and stuff, which is what they're doing, but it costs more. Right. The other thing is the geographic disadvantage. So now a lot of Europe is getting their oil and energy from the Middle East. Right. So, they have to travel a long way to go to Europe, whereas Russia is like right next to them. Yeah. Europe is like, if we compare it to like Australia or the US, it's a small place. Yeah. Like, if someone says like, would it be cheaper for us to get electricity from, like South Australia compared to Indonesia? Like the answer is obvious. Yeah. It'll be South Australia. You can literally just put up a pipeline between them.
Do you reckon there's any validity Trump's opinion, I don't know if it's like a moral opinion, but if you're looking in this lens of like a populist sort of isolationist world, is there any validity in Trump saying like, hey, we're energy independent, why we can be dicks, like we don't need anyone?
Yeah, he's right. He's valid, and he's right about that.
He's right about that. Yeah, but what do you sacrifice doing that? Like world peace?
Yeah, world peace, but also like
is that
tributaries to some extent.
What do you mean?
So one is like by US using its heavy weight, it can tilt the seesaw into equilibrium in any space that it wants.
Yeah.
That has a massive benefit to maintaining peace. If it decides not to do that, then the seesaw in different places will change, and then that may or may not cause conflicts. So that's one. So but then from an isolationist point of view, Americans always have known that. They're like, who cares? Like, it'll be far away from us.
Right.
Like, why do we care? As long as we're secure.
Yeah.
We've got the oceans. We've got the energy.
Yeah.
We've got the resources. We've got the like. If the world is blowing itself up, who cares? As long as it doesn't affect us.
But it seems very naive and short-sighted.
It's not naive. It's short-sighted and like it's not.
But isn't it naive because, I don't know. I mean, nuclear weapons travel over oceans.
Yes, and so that would be the only consideration that America will always have.
Yeah.
Irrespective of what situation they're in. But that applies to like not just America, China, right? Like everyone will be on the same boat because that has the potential to affect everyone negatively.
Right.
So America will never give that up. But that's where it's restricted at.
Yeah.
Don't like go to nuclear. And I think frankly speaking, unless two countries with nuclear weapons are fighting with each other, America shouldn't care.
Right.
Because if there's one country that has a nuclear weapon and another country that doesn't have a nuclear weapon, how bad could it get? Like if they use nuclear, America used it on Japan.
Yeah.
But it didn't get out of hand because Japan didn't use it on America. So So I think America will always care about that aspect.
Yeah.
But other than that, they could like
But the disadvantage is kind of like America's fine, but the rest of the world's screwed.
Yeah. But they could argue like, who cares?
I know, but
the other
I care.
because we're in the rest of the world. Obviously we care.
Yeah.
But I would wish that America stays in, but like, what can I do?
Yeah. It's very strange times. It's like,
but you also get the disadvantage of there's a lot of tributaries that are coming to America as a consequence of their global empire. So, unwavering loyalty, access to markets. America gets a lot of advantages. But I think from Trump's point of view, and a lot of people from he is now arguing, and it's a valid argument, that the advantage that we are getting from this is less than what we're putting into it.
Right.
So we have to maintain this
a bad deal.
Global empire to get these concessions. And he's saying, like, we're not even getting a lot of it. We're helping them and you're getting it in the ass.
Yeah.
Like that's his point. It was like, we're not getting anything out of it.
Right.
So you know what? Do it yourself. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't want your tributaries. In fact, I think he thinks like, I'm going to force you to giving me those tributaries anyways. Like I'm just going to threaten you if I have to. Shit. Which is not a sustainable policy, by the way, because at some point that's not going to work if you keep withdrawing. But at the moment it does. And that's why I think where Trump is kind of stupid, where he's sort of handling the withdrawal like pretty badly.
Yeah.
Where he's just being like a bully. He's like, I'm not going to give you anything, but I'm still going to take it.
Do you think he's making these decisions independently, or there are like a cabinet of people going like, this is what we want to do as an administration?
I don't know if it's as an administration, but I know that he would have
I feel like
a bunch of people around him, like economists and stuff. Right. Some of them would be in the administration, particularly in Trump 2.0 administration.
Yeah. Like
these Peter Navarro type guys and Lutnick. And these people will have these views. I think he would have surrounded himself with... I think a lot of these were his instincts from the get-go.
Right.
Like instinctually he believed it. And then I think he found people that also believed it and gave it like an intellectual theoretical base.
Yeah.
To what he... intellectual theoretical base. But And so I think those people around him would be giving him advice on all of this.
Right. Yeah, it's I'm trying to figure out if it's almost like from a philosophical perspective, it was like, has this happened in history before? Was this kind of shift inevitable? You know, because like, you know, it doesn't seem that outrageous in one hand, because it's like, well, you know, autonomous country, whatever, do what you want. But then it's such a shift, such a change, that it does seem kind of crazy. I don't know.
It is, because like we haven't known anything else.
Exactly. We haven't known anything
But
else.
if you look at history,
yeah, it has happened.
It was, not only has it happened, but if you get rid of the last 200 years, that was always the case. There's a reason why Europe just kept fighting each other for 1,000 years.
For dominance.
Yeah. Like their geographic location is such that their natural, it's a very tough environment for them. They're all very close to each other. They all have their distinct national identities.
Yeah.
They all have this like, which I think is like, I'm not going to say it's exclusive to white Europeans, but it certainly is amongst white Europeans as well, which is the idea that like, you know, our national identity is superior.
Yeah.
It is better. And so, and that's okay. You know, you can believe, and maybe it is. I'm not saying that that's,
it's probably not,
but that's what it is. And so that enables you to constantly fight. I think there's also a concept in, this is an old view of mine, and I believe it till this day.
Yeah.
That one of the big reasons why Europeans have always fought each other and will continue to fight is that because the idea of like this sovereign equality is so entrenched in Europeans, the idea that like, if I'm a country, it doesn't matter how small of a country I am, I will fight till the last breath to maintain it, right? There's no hierarchy. Like Germany might be a big country, but Poland is saying like, I'm just as equal to you as I am to anyone else.
Yeah.
And I will fight till the last breath to protect it.
Yeah.
And so there's no like hierarchy as such. But in fact, in real terms, there is a hierarchy. Like Germany is a lot more powerful than Poland.
Yeah.
That's an obvious hierarchy, but like they don't believe it. So they keep fighting each other.
Yeah.
And then like, so Germany will like, and sometimes occupy them, you know, all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
But I think like in those cultures, like where you have a natural hierarchy, like, you know, the Chinese, Korean, like Korea could only have a king.
Yeah.
The emperor would only be in China.
Right.
Which is an explicit hierarchy that no European will agree to.
Well,
Can
they
you
did
imagine?
once. They did once. I mean, monarchies were rife in Europe, right?
No. But like the idea that like Poland will accept that we can only have a king, the emperor will always just be from Germany, for example.
Yeah.
The closest thing that Europeans had to that was during the Holy Roman Empire.
Yes.
Right? But and that was a good system of, because the Roman Empire was so strong. But as soon as it stopped being that strong, you immediately saw that commotion.
Yeah.
So like there's always that fighting. But if there is an obvious hierarchy in the sense of like in East Asia it was, where Korea can only have a king, emperor can only be in China. In fact, if Korea gets a king, the king has to seek approval from the Chinese emperor. Can I stay? Can I be the king? In practice, most often, as long as they were subservient to China, they didn't care who the king was.
Yeah.
Right? So it was relatively more peaceful.
Yeah.
Compared to Europeans.
Yeah.
And I'm not making a valid judgment on what's a better way. Like I also believe in equality. I am a product of, you know, even though I wasn't born here, but like, you know, I had British teachers. Like this, I've been ingrained this ideology since I was zero, genuinely.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah. And also I come from an ex-colonial country where it's not even that like, just because I was elite, these ideas were, like everyone believes that over there because we've lived through the British period. Like we don't know anything else but the British Westminster system, honestly. Yeah. Like if Pakistan tried to like change it, I don't know what the hell they would go to.
That's crazy. It's funny because
so I believe in that as well. And we do the same thing, by the way, with India. It's not that we're different. Like I'm like with India is clearly more powerful than Pakistan.
Yeah.
It has a way bigger population, it has a bigger army, but we do the same European things. Like, no, you cannot dominate us.
Meme wars.
And we will die till like the last person to protect it. So I'm not saying we're better than you. We're doing exactly the same thing as you. And hence we've been fighting them.
There's that thing where they, what is it on the border? There's like two armies and they have a dance off. What is that?
It's like a military. That's actually a tourist attraction.
But is it every day they do it?
Yeah, every day.
What do they do?
So, actually, I took Jordan to it as well. It's a lot of fun. It's actually one of the best tourist things to do. So at the border, every sunset they do the flag raising ceremony.
Yeah.
But it's an act now.
Oh.
Because both sides are just doing like it's a cock measuring contest.
Yeah, but what, so they just do it like next to each other.
They do it next to each other, and now it's become like so organized because it attracts so many tourists from both sides of the border that now it's performance.
It's a play.
It's a theater.
That's kind of funny. So you got
just
army
funny,
people.
and it's a lot of fun, dude. It pumps you up.
Does it?
Because man, it pumps you up so much. Like you don't have to be Pakistani at all. Like when I took Jordan into it, because there's like these hype men that are constantly around you. They're like, look, we're gonna now say long live Pakistan. Everybody, dude, after a while, you just get into that trance. You're like, yeah, fuck it, long live Pakistan. And so I would see two just going like, long live Pakistan. I just thought it was hilarious. It's so hard not to get into that zone.
Fully.
Yeah, it's like it's you.
But then is there a long live India or that's the other side?
Yeah, that's the other side. They do the same thing on the other side. Yeah.
So bizarre.
I just haven't been to the other side.
Yeah. So do you think that the world is now slowly returning to this pre-200 years ago order?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, not 200 years ago, but at least like pre-1945, yeah. Well, I don't know if it's returning to that, like, because history doesn't like, it's like a cliche. History doesn't repeat itself. It rhymes. And so it's rhyming. It's not going to be
I haven't
exactly.
heard that. It doesn't repeat itself. It rhymes. As in, like, it's similar.
It's similar, but it's not exactly the same.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly if we'll go back to pre-1945 because obviously that happened a long time ago. So whatever the new reality would be, it'd be different. But there'll be changes. And it's the changes that's freaking everyone out. Because we don't know if these changes will happen in a peaceful way. There is a possibility that this entire readjustment happens in a peaceful way.
Yeah.
And that's a credible way looking at it as well, because a lot of theoreticians say that because of the concept of mutually assured destructions, all the great powers now have nuclear bombs. It makes war in its traditional sense so impractical that this will have to be resolved in a peaceful manner.
Right.
Or if not in a peaceful manner, then all the fighting will be in gray zone areas, which are like just below the threshold of war. But then there's no guarantee. Like, who are you? Do you have a crystal ball that can decide that this is going to happen?
Exactly.
So it's just freaking, we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. It's, oh man. Yeah. Especially, in this globalized economy we're in now, it's like a different, we're all, people can not admit it, but we are very reliant on each other. The markets, everything. It's all intertwined.
It is.
So it's like,
it is absolutely intertwined. But a lot of people make the argument that it was before the First World War as well.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
As much? Yeah.
Not as much, because globalization wasn't as turbocharged as it is today.
But it still was.
In its context, it was really interdependent.
Yeah.
In fact, they would make the same arguments before the First World War. That a war is unlikely because the economies are so interdependent on each other.
Yeah.
Like they say with America and China now, that Germany's economy was so intertwined with Western Europe's economy that it would be suicide for either side to engage in war. But we know that wasn't the case. We know that there were two that happened.
It still happened
because
twice.
when it comes to the concept like security versus prosperity, every country without exception across every culture will always choose security over prosperity. Yeah. They will give up their economy if they feel that there is a security threat.
You know what I like?
Like they'll eat grass if they think that the alternative is capitulation.
I wonder, like, what I really wonder about is, like, in 3 years or whatever, when Trump's term's up, I'm like anxious to know what's going to happen to America.
Oh man, I think America, this is the thing, like, okay, in its traditional sense, there will be a lot of differences, and America would be like, a shill of what it is, but America's going to be fine, man. Like, this is the other thing. It's like, the cool system is like,
it's going to be fine.
It's going to be fine. Like, the only thing that can destroy America is America.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
there is, and I think Americans should know this, that there is no power on planet Earth, even fully combined, if everyone got together, that would threaten America to the point of full-on collapse.
Yeah.
The only thing that can beat America is America. No one else. So
No, but the question I have is like, what the hell is that shit show of a campaign's going to be? I mean, you would really like to think, hope to think that Trump doesn't break the Constitution and try to run again. But are they going to go in a direction of like, this was a bit too hectic, let's go for someone more moderate? Or will they just be like, nah, we've gone too far, we've got to keep going down this road and just elect like JD Vance or whoever's going to run?
it'll be both. So immediately after Trump, whoever the Democratic candidate is will say what you did, which is that we need to reintegrate with the world. This is too much. But these are all short-term things. In 20, 30 years' time, that position of being the global empire is going to dwindle dramatically. So
irrelevant of what happens.
What is happening is causing it, which is just the...
No, but I'm saying like a Democrat could get in a reversal of Trump's policies, dude. It wouldn't happen overnight.
I don't think they'll reverse the policies. At least from propagandic value, they will say it. But eventually, I think even Democrats, in a few years' time, like 15 years' time, I think even the Democrats will completely abandon the empire thing. I think they will all try to like...
Jesus.
And I don't, like, from an American point of view, I think that would be the right move. Like, honestly, if I was American, I would not, like, I wouldn't care about what happens in the world, like, as long as Americans are protected, right? Like, I would feel the same way.
Yeah, but surely there's a difference between... I don't know what falls in the definition of an empire, but like, surely there is a distinction between, you know, pulling out of these forever wars, which I think is a good thing, versus pulling out of the UN and NATO, which I think is they're different things.
I don't know if they're going to pull out of UN and NATO. I think their problem with UN is that they're losing control. They're losing power in it. They used to be able to dictate.
Right.
Because I think America's still trying to like prove that things haven't changed since 1945. We're still the strongest. Everyone has to be subservient. But
that was happening. That was happening.
When now or
like
then?
when Biden was in, when Obama was in, that was happening. Like these things move slowly, right? Like Trump, like the fact that Trump is like, oh, we're getting screwed. It's like, dude, like I'm pretty sure that's not true. I just don't think that's accurate. Like they are still.
They are getting screwed, but it's because of their own stupid policies. Like no one forced them to set up their system the way it is.
I don't know.
Like it's the same thing. Like everyone looks for scapegoats. Like Britain is failing for a whole host of reasons, and they're blaming it on immigrants. It's like, look, I'm sure the immigrants aren't helping it, but like, are they really the cause of it, or is it you guys and your leadership? That really fucked it up. Like no one forced you to do this, and now you're just blaming it on people that are supposedly easy. Trump is doing the same thing. He's blaming it on the world. People look for scapegoats and easy targets. It's hard to like look at yourself.
So you're saying it's like inevitable or something?
I think it's inevitable.
This shit's all inevitable.
I think like eventually it's because it's the power dynamic. It's again, balance of power is changing. Like America was so much stronger that they could do, and like if others get stronger and America shrinks, or even America stays the same but others just get big, it's inevitably going to cause collisions. Like it's just impossible. But even if no one tries to do it, just their sheer presence on the world stage is. But
I'm just saying, like, okay, if hypothetically Obama or something was in for like 50 years or like still to this day, are you saying that like it would still be the same problem? Same problem.
Same problems.
Right.
The rhetoric would have been different because Obama would have handled it a lot better than Trump, but the facts on the ground will remain the same no matter who's in power.
Look, so it's crazy. So
it is crazy.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I guess that's just how things go. I mean, like China's growing, and it's like they're like, this sucks. So it's like, yeah, but that doesn't mean you have to act like in an antagonizing way, I suppose, or I don't know. It just seems to me like Trump's being melodramatic. It's like
he's obviously being melodramatic.
That's what I mean. It's like, dude, chill. Like it's China's still pretty poor as well, and whatever. Like relax.
Yeah. No,
I don't know. Is that?
He is obviously handling it in the worst possible way.
I feel like it's just not the right way to handle it.
Just undermining all international institutions.
And is Trump also like? Is he doing what he said he'd do, which is like bring back? Because I think like a big reason why he got elected, right, is disaffected poor white middle America. Is he rectifying that at all?
Well, in his head, he thinks he is, but he really isn't.
How does he think he is?
He thinks he is by like putting tariffs on the world. He thinks that all of the imports for America are going to become so expensive, or like it's going to become really that they will have no option but to produce things domestically.
Yeah.
And then he's also forcing a lot of companies that do business in the U.S. to onshore. They're all making commitments. It remains to be seen because these things don't happen in 1 year. They take like years.
Yeah.
And so they're all claiming that they're doing this. They're pledging, like Nvidia pledged some like ridiculous $200-300 billion or something. But these are all pledges at this point.
Right.
So in his head, Trump is thinking like, I'm reindustrializing the U.S. But it is my view that this will not industrialize the U.S.
Right.
Like you're going to continue to have these problems. Like just
what is a solution there? Because it's a problem for a lot of countries. How do you keep jobs and wages growing in a changing economy, I suppose?
I thought
That's
about
such a big question.
No, but I thought about this exact question. I remember discussing it with Jordan as well. Like
Le boo-boos.
Yeah, I don't know what the future is. Like it's really hard to tell what the future is going to be. What decisions we make today will help us in the future. But I do know one thing, because this has been constant since the history of time, that those societies that are at the edge of science and technology will always be in a better position.
Yeah. Right.
And I think that will remain constant.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the world's going to look at like, but I know that if a said country is technologically at the cutting edge, then they'll be fine.
But wouldn't you say America kind of is still there?
Yes, it is. But I think it's going, so the trend is downward. And I don't think it only applies to the US. I think the education standards
that's a big one, right?
in the West have dramatically fallen.
Hugely.
Dramatically fallen.
So that's a big part of it.
To the point where like, it's a simple thing like that. I remember in my father's generation, if you went to a university, it was really hard.
Yeah, same as my parents.
Not getting in.
Same as
university itself was really hard.
Same as my parents. My parents both did. Dude, high school was hard for them. Crazy hard.
So getting into a university was even harder because a lot of them were government-funded programs. So like the government would pay for your uni, but that means that there'd be a very handful of seats at universities.
Yeah.
So firstly, you had to be a very high performer at high school to get into a university, not into your course, just to be able to go to higher education.
Yeah.
Most people would not be able to go to that. They'll like go into trades or whatever. Once you got into university, it was incredibly hard. Now, both of us have been to university. I can assure you, it was not hard. I have done like heavy degrees,
and you did a law degree,
and which was harder than the others, but not that hard.
Right.
I think that's also part of it. I think the educational standards are dropping.
Yeah, and I imagine in China it'd still be really hard.
The other direction.
Yeah.
Like it's getting like, okay, I'll give you an example. When I first started schooling, so because I went to a school that was basically British school, it was a British system.
Right.
So our curriculum was British curriculum. Our examinations were British examination.
Right. In English?
They would go to, all in English.
Wow.
Everything was in English.
I didn't know that.
They would go to England, the papers. When we would do our papers.
Are you serious?
They would go to England to get checked.
That's crazy.
University of Cambridge.
Whoa.
And by the way, it has a massive network all over the world, these ex-colonial countries where they do it. And I can tell you this one thing. When I was around in high school, there was a switch. But actually, when I was in like what we would call middle school, there was a switch. The switch was, it was called, the system that we had was called ICCE, right? And then the British changed it to IGSE, but we did not change it.
Right.
And I was like, okay, so we were even though it was all British, but our examinations was the same as you would have in Hong Kong and Singapore, but not the same as you would have in England.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Then I looked at the course book of the British system. It was way easier than what we were doing. And what had happened was that in England, the scores were declining so much compared to these overseas territories that were performing well. And these overseas they perform well. Like,
no, I don't doubt it.
Yeah, like we have like in the British system, you had like 10, like we didn't have a final HSC number. What we would have is like how many A's, how many B's do you have. So you would end up doing like about 9 subjects or 10 subjects. And so the best one would be all A's.
Yeah.
And the worst one would be all E's,
Yeah.
And so the A's of these territories were getting so much better compared to the British one that they had to rig their own system to make it easier.
Shit.
And this is just one example. Now, we didn't change it. You know why? Because we wanted to be competitive.
Yeah.
Like, why would we change it? And this is just one example. So what I'm saying is, like, I don't know how America or the West can solve this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other people that would be qualified enough to say. But I will say one thing, that whatever we do, I know a critical ingredient would be that our education system is just as good as anyone else, if not better.
Yeah.
If we can manage that, and the quality of our graduates, quality of our high school graduates is lower than none other, I think we will be fine.
Right.
But if we start seeing that our education standard is lower than others, the quality of our graduates are lower than others, I think we'll be screwed no matter what we try to do.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. But I'm just... so maybe like factory workers in America, that was just like not sustainable anyway or something. I don't know. Maybe
factory workers, like again, I just think like you have to be technologically really, which America is. I'm not denying that America isn't.
A lot of it isn't.
But the trends are different.
Yeah, a lot of it isn't.
And I gave you an example of how you can already see that the trend is different, where they're like changing. And by the way, Canadian high school and American high school are even easier than the English one. Like, because I actually did... so I was in the British system when I was in Pakistan. Then I went to Malaysia for 1 year to do my final year of high school. And that was a Canadian school. So all my teachers were Canadian. So I went from like the British system to a Canadian system. It was so easy. It was like, I can't tell you, I didn't study anything. You know how much effort you put into your HSC?
Yeah.
Because I had come from such a rigorous system before that, then when I was in Utah, I was like, oh, I know all of this. This is also easy. No, I did in Malaysia. So the Canadian school that I went to in Malaysia. And Miss Love, I'm not kidding you. I aced my final year without studying at all.
Wow.
And it's not because I'm a genius. It's because the education standard is so much lower.
How does that happen? Maybe when affluence goes up, education goes down?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
It must be.
I think it's for people to decipher what the issue is, but I know that is the fix.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because I know, like everyone, Bernie and stuff was always talking about. Oh, Bill Clinton introduced the TPP or whatever it was, Trans-Pacific Part. I don't know what that involved.
NAFTA, yeah.
What was that about?
It was a free trade agreement between Mexico, Canada, and the U.S.
Okay, so that doesn't sound. I don't.
Like Americans think that reduce the wages and stuff.
Right.
But anyways,
look,
we're going out. We want to discuss one more thing before we move on. This is like
Nixon and what's his name? Who was his like secretary or whatever? The guy.
Nixon was the Secretary of State.
The other guy, Kissinger.
Oh, Nixon. Nixon was the president. Yeah,
Nixon. That's like us talking right now. It's like this is a highly intellectual conversation.
Actually, Kissinger was one of the smartest people. Just like a horrible human being, but also one of the smartest people ever. No, what I wanted to ask you, Miss, is about Jimmy Kimmel. we never took your opinion on him getting kicked out.
Yeah.
And now that he's back, what's your view on the whole thing?
I have. Oh man, I don't know. I think on face value, I just agree where it's like, yeah, him getting kicked out was pressure from the government and it's stifling freedom of speech, and it's true. And I think it was crazy, and I think it's good that he's back because it shows that there is kind of people power because, even though it's through the most ridiculous lens ever, which is so American, like they'll rally behind some random celebrity, but apparently their stocks plummeted heaps. They were just like, money talks, and they were just like, shit, put him back in, or whatever. So it's like, I think that shows, in a way, if you want to say, it's like that is like the free market. If you're gonna lose billions, you're gonna.
But it was like also such a piss weak reason to get him off in the first place.
That's why. It was
like,
nothing.
Sometimes you get one of those, like, Milo Yiannopoulos. They said some real racist shit.
Yeah. No, he didn't say anything
what did
crazy.
Kimmel just say?
I didn't think it was that crazy. I will say, though, it is interesting. I thought about this recently because, all these talk shows, they used to be, if you go back, like, I don't know how long now, 50 years or before that, it was like, it was like what's the guy's name? The old guy in the 70s. What was his name?
Carson.
Carson.
Jimmy Carson? No.
Carson Daly.
No.
What was the dude's name?
The old dude, the first. The old
geezer. He used to have like Frank Sinatra on. I forget his name.
I know who you're talking about. I don't know why I'm forgetting his name as well right now.
Yeah, so like, if you look at those old hosts in the 70s and stuff, and 60s, 70s, let's probably say, I don't know when those shows started, late night, maybe, I'd say 60s, 70s. What was it? Are you looking him up?
I'm looking him up. Yeah. Johnny Carson.
Yeah. They were basically kind of apolitical.
Yeah.
Even Letterman, Jay Leno, who else was, and Conan O'Brien, even in the 90s, right? They were pretty much apolitical. I will say,
on by design.
Okay.
The conventional wisdom was, why the hell would you divide your audience by getting political?
Gotcha. Okay. So, it's just one thing that I observe about Jon Stewart's different, and what's his face, the other guy, Bill Maher. They are political shows, but Jimmy Kimmel and Colbert, it's Jay Leno and Conan. They interview movie stars, and they're like, when's your new movie coming out? Part of me is interested to see why they are so political and staunchly like anti-Republican. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's interesting.
I think I know.
Why?
I'm from the same tribe.
Exactly. Yeah.
You just like sometimes it's an emotional response. Yeah. Where you just hate everything.
I get it, but like generally, I think all this stuff is bad, and it is a obvious trampling of freedom of speech, unequivocally, definitely. They have every right to say whatever the hell they want if their company, whoever owns Disney or whoever the hell owns the shows, is happy for them to do it because it's a private company. But I agree with that. So I think like it's screwed that he got fired, and it's good that he's back.
I didn't actually watch.
But I'm just saying it's interesting to see how political those shows are. I'm not even saying it's bad. I'm just like, it's just interesting. I'm wondering why, because it didn't used to be. Maybe it's fine. Maybe America's so polarized now that polarizing half your audience, you're still killing it. Is that it?
Yeah, I think part of it is that, where they've realized that you don't need everyone to make money.
Exactly.
As long as you can find a dedicated audience base.
Yeah.
Because no one's getting the sort of numbers that Johnny Carson was. Johnny Carson was truly speaking to the country.
But that's also pre-internet.
Yeah, pre-internet, but like he was speaking.
America wasn't divided back then.
Yeah,
it was kind
Jimmy Kimmel is not speaking to the entire country.
But that's what I'm saying. It's just, why?
Just the balkanization of media. It's just like, with media just evolving, it becoming more
polarized. Yeah.
Well, polarization is a consequence of the fragmentation of it.
Exactly.
When you have one channel that everyone has to follow, the government controls it as well.
Right. It's
easier to manage. But when like...
So it's a symptom of America more than like some... Because like naively, sometimes I'm like, if they were just nicer, there'd be peace in America or something.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, of course not.
I don't think there'd be peace in America if they were nicer. I honestly don't think if it would matter. Like, you won't get canceled. They'll be like how ABC journalists are here, just like constantly scared.
Yeah.
That's the best case scenario.
Best case, yeah. Maybe it's just more a reflection on how polarized America is. Oh no, it's not even that. It's just, you're right. The media is just becoming that way. It's probably actually a reflection on the internet and how people want they're like, who do you like? It's like very tribal and stuff. Yeah. So, and I watch them. I'm not having a dig at them. Like, I watch like Jon Stewart.
Out of all of them,
yeah,
Jimmy is actually the most palatable. Like, for example, like it's almost impossible for me to watch Colbert now.
Yeah, it's a bit like too cringe.
In fact, like, I don't know, like, I actually wanted to talk to Jordan about this, but like when Jimmy got canceled, I watched Colbert's monologue after because I wanted to see what he has to say.
Yeah.
And
me too.
I thought he came up with a genius idea, which was that, and I think like everyone should do that in the Trump world, which is instead of just doing what everyone's doing, which is like criticizing Trump, you should use sarcasm. Like what the Colbert Report was, where he pretended to be a right-wing guy, but he was showing just the hypocrisy and the ludicrousness of the politics. I think that is the best way to go about it in this Trump age.
Right.
I think that's the only way you can almost, if you show the hypocrisy, not by being snarky, but like playing a character, I think you can almost penetrate on the other side a bit better than if you were just making value judgments, just being like, look what he said, it's stupid. Yeah. But if you start like defending what he said stupid and it has a better effect.
It's funnier for sure.
It's funny. So I thought that's what Colbert figured out, because he immediately was like, I'm going to do he went back to the Colbert Report kind of thing.
Right.
And I was like, oh, genius. And I was looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But he was so shit at it. He used to be really good.
He's probably out of practice.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
And so like, I was like, oh, this isn't good. I thought this was genius.
Yeah.
Jon Stewart kind of did the same thing.
Yeah.
Which is in his one,
Jon Stewart's my favorite out of all of those, because he actually, he doesn't have the same venom for Trump. He's kind of, I don't know, more Chomsky-esque, if you can believe it, where he's kind of like, he's just trying to look at it from the big picture and being like, all right, like, I'm not going to be a dick. Let's just like analyze what he's done. And then he'll show something he says, and then he doesn't even say anything. He'll just kind of be like, I don't know if that was the most diplomatic way to say that. Like, it's kind of a bit more classy. He's classier. Whereas Jimmy Kimmel, like, he's not classy. He's just like, he's like fart head, he's an orange orangutan. And that's fine. He should be able to say what he wants. But it's like, I think it's like a little bit it's not as good. It's a bit like, it's a little bit like low hanging fruit.
I agree with that. I still like Jimmy because I've just been following him for so long. But you're right in the sense that when I watch Jimmy or Stephen Colbert, the emotion that translates is like, oh, these guys hate Trump.
Yeah, hate him.
And they hate where he's taking the country.
Yeah, which is fine.
But that's the emotion. Whereas when I watch Jon Stewart, the emotion isn't like, oh, he hates Trump. It's more like, he's really sad at the situation that America's in. Yeah. And he's not really looking for villains. He's just showing that like how the whole system and everyone sucks.
Yeah, he's trying to he hammers the American mainstream media as much, and he's just
which is obviously a way better way of doing it.
Yeah, because it's kind of being like, he's not even. Yeah, it's less venom. It's just less venom. I think it's way better. It's funnier too. Like,
I think like all of these talk show hosts, their job isn't to like prove people what good values are. I think their job is just to show hypocrisy.
I agree, totally.
Just that, like, show that this is the hypocrisy.
And sort of, there's different ways. I even feel like that's how I am now when I talk to people. Like, when they're talking about politics and stuff, I'm not like, you're a beep an idiot because like this is this and this is this, like, you're wrong. That's bullshit. And it's like, I don't do that now. I kind of just give context and then show the hypocrisy of some things and then just leave it there. And if the person puts in the effort to contextualize the information, go, yeah, true, then that's good. But if they're like, can't be bothered to do that and to like think about it in a different way, then they're probably not going to be convinced anyway.
I agree with you.
Like, there's different ways of having an argument, you know? It's like, yeah, so
I think that's another point, like from our last uplate that we did. Make sure you check out that uplate.
Yeah.
The getting rid of the emotion bit. I agree with you because like I'm trying to purge myself of all emotions when looking at, which is really hard. It's hard to do.
But it's like, and it's not even like, it's kind of, yeah. I mean,
but there's also like when you criticize someone because they're from a different political sort of it's such an emotional response. It's like you're a bad person because you're, and I know that's a very easy trap to fall into, and I am guilty of it myself.
Yeah.
But I'm like making a conscious effort to try and not to do that.
Same.
Just not get triggered and just keep emotions aside and try to
because it's
look
like
at the facts.
It's kind of I don't know. It's like I mean, there's time. Look, it should be you shouldn't censor yourself. I'm not saying that. And there should be times where you can just be like go absolutely off at whatever you want. But like, generally speaking, I think. I think what's missing from discourse and even just the way people have conversations now. People are less classy, less polite. They can't. They're less funny. Like the like at the end of the day, a lot of situations are still very funny because so many things are so ridiculous and like just like so dumb. Even serious things like and if they're said the right way, and it's kind of like. I kind of lament the time when people were a little bit more had those qualities, because just to take things extremely personally and yell at someone because you're really passionate, it's like it's boring and it's not classy.
I think the only there is one advantage to that.
Yeah,
and there's like people that are already on your side of politics.
Yeah, will
go through a cathartic moment.
Yeah.
By seeing you vent out their frustrations and being able to articulate how they're feeling in words.
Yeah, there's times for I'm not.
But that's the only limited benefit you're getting.
Yeah, and there's times for that. I think a variety is always a good thing. Like a variety of everything, like food, ideas, markets, like even how people just have conversations. A variety is good, but to me, it seems like 90% of conversations are just like toxic yelling and that butthurt stuff, and it's like it's just boring to me now. I'm just like whatever. Like I don't know. It's just like, I'm not that interested in it. Like
I agree.
It just bores me. I don't know why. It makes me. It's like you have one food your whole life. I'm like, I'm so bored of this. Like I want someone with some nuance and some.
It doesn't bore me, but I think it just it's now more and more making me feel that this is
not effective.
Yeah, not only is it effective, but it's having a bad effect.
It probably does, yeah. Because then it's kind of like whoever yells the loudest is right. Yeah. And even like thinking about...
Or whoever's yelling is also not listening.
Exactly.
There's that aspect of it.
Like I've had those conversations with like people, even like in this room, like just like it's like loud kind of conversations, and like they don't necessarily listen. That's not how. I don't think it's the best way to convey ideas. It just doesn't work. It's just like, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. I agree. I don't know, man. But it's
me neither.
Trying times, I suppose.
Trying times.
I mean, even my own parents are becoming affected by the zeitgeist in a way that I've never seen before. Like my mum is becoming very well, maybe mum even less, but she's, steadfast and very dogmatic in what she thinks. Maybe less somewhat. But my dad, dude, he's become like so radicalized about the war in Gaza. It's crazy. He never used to even be political. He bought me his opinion originally was like back in the day was like, yeah, like I think I told you, I asked him about it and he was like, yes, it's very bad, but it was something along the lines of like, but someone has to keep an eye on those Arabs, something paraphrasing. But now it's kind of like, the last thing he said to me was like, oh, I was thinking of going down to a synagogue in Croatia, which I didn't think there would be a single one, to be honest, but I think there is somewhere. And he said, oh, I was thinking of like playing my saxophone in front of the synagogue in a Palestinian shirt.
Oh, don't do that.
But he actually said he was going to do it. I'm like, really? I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, Dad, you're going to get bashed. You're going to get bashed.
It's also like, you don't need to do that.
But
that's but
he wants
protesting 9/11 outside mosques.
But I think he but this is what I'm saying. I'm like, for him to do that to me is kind of very out of his. It's a reflection. It's not what he. It's not like him. To me, it's a reflection on the zeitgeist and probably the effect of media now, where you can see a child dead in a Palestinian woman's arms as she like weeps. You can see that.
Dude,
in your phone.
I like your dad's idea, but I just
no.
But this is what he should do. Instead of going to the synagogue, he should just go outside the Israeli embassy.
Yeah.
And do it.
But what I'm saying is, I just think that there's positives to having that media because people are more aware of what's happening. But I think in a way, there's negatives too, because it kind of makes people more. You could argue it makes them more aggressive, so it has maybe creating peace is more attainable because mass protests and everything. But it also definitely in the short term creates more violence. I mean, there's people getting punched in the head at these protests. There's people punching on. There's like the maybe that's just the result of being more politically informed. It's like you're more radicalized because you're like, this is a radical thing I'm seeing, and you're willing to get punched in the head and punch someone else in the head. But it's like that's not a good result. That doesn't seem like a great result to me, that someone can just go, boom, and punch someone in the head. That doesn't seem on at least on face value a good thing.
Dude, your dad is so cute. He's like, I'm just gonna go and play the saxophone. Just like beep, 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 beep.
He's very sweet.
Let the hostages go. Beep, beep.
No, the other one.
War.
Not unless the hostages go the other.
I think he would want both. Like your dad's,
of course.
Your dad's just an emotion, like a sweet man. He wants peace for all.
He is a sweet man. He did. He did, actually. You know what he did? And we'll finish up. But he did a he's on. Check him out. T Bella Bradjic. I think that's his Instagram page. He's a really good artist, and he did an exhibition in Croatia, and it was like an exhibition like I think it was like dedicated to like Palestine, and he did a whole series of paintings that are like they're abstract, but there's a lot of his stuff is like this, but there's a lot of pain and.
Well, did that make sense?
It's
Your dad's an artist.
He is.
They're usually just a lot more sensitive.
Absolutely, but like he is, the art is very reflective of what he feels towards it. But he did a series of explanations about the art, and he said something like he said my favorite artists are like Spinoza and someone else, and he was like they were Jewish, and he was saying like I think that they would be horrified at seeing and just this whole long thing. And all I'm saying is I spoke to him on the phone about it, and like he spoke to mum, and he was like getting really, because she's just like mum's like I'm almost apolitical. I don't care about this shit anymore. And he was like getting so hyped up. He was like yelling at me, and I was like, Dad, relax. Like you don't have to yell at me. Like chill. And he was like, no, but and I'm like, it's happening. Yeah. And maybe that is just the effect of, it is, of course it is. It's the effect of seeing something on your phone, like it's happening in front of you. But I worry that I hope it leads to more peace in terms of like governments being pressured by people, like civilians, I hope. But I worry that it also makes for a lot more angry, volatile, kind of reactionary public that like, I wear a shirt that you don't like, and you literally punch me in the fucking head. A stranger will punch a stranger in the head. That was kind of unimaginable when I was a kid, in Australia.
I'm also like, I think about this as well. On one hand, I feel like your dad in the sense that like I do emotionally.
I do too. I'm like, dude, respect.
I respect, and I get that as well. But like, at the same time, I'm also like thinking we live in this like little piece of heaven.
Yeah,
that is just like separated. It's also like I look at the world and I go like, oh my God, I hope this never happens in Australia.
Yeah.
So there is a part of me that just says like, I know this is brutal, but I don't want this to come to us.
It's already coming. Have you seen like that's not coming, but there's protests in Bondi Beach, and it was like, which is a heavily Jewish area, and there's other examples I have which I won't go into now, but like again, fighting, like pro-Palestinian, and there's like fist fighting, and it's like, it kind of is happening,
Yeah.
And I don't want my dad to die because he's pretty old, and some like IDF dude will just kill him. Whoever, someone will just be like, poof, and push him. Like, that dude doesn't lift weights. He's like a rake. He'll just hit his head, and I'm like, well, was it worth? I don't want him to die. That's not worth him dying. So
the other thought that I had, and it kind of made me even sadder.
Yeah.
I saw another video where like it was in an Israeli, not a video, sorry, I had read an article.
Yeah.
It was from an Israeli newspaper, Haaretz, where some lady was talking about like how she wanted to escape from like everything, so she went to a Greek island.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, I found out that people hate Israel on that island as well. And you know, like the first feeling that I got was like, I know this sounds really bad and a lot of people are going to hate it. I was like, I just want to give her a hug.
Yeah.
Like,
I
honestly,
get it. Yeah.
I want to give her a hug and go like, look, there's
Also,
a lot of things I
she's
don't.
not Israel.
You know, obviously, she's not Israel as well, but like she's, even though she represents the state of Israel, I want to give, just because I was just being like, I can't solve everything. We've made our point clear, obviously, to your government.
Yeah.
But I just want to show you that like it's not coming from hate, and I would genuinely give her or him or
me too,
as long as like it's someone that's reasonable and is not going crazy, like I would want to give you a hug just to say like, not because I'm not expecting anything from you, but I just want you to know that like if I give you love, I hope that you will give love as
totally. It's like, I totally agree. It's like, you know, you can't judge anyone based on where they're from. And like, you know, you might not want to hug someone that might have crazy radical ideas, but I bet she doesn't. I bet she's kind of like, I don't know, man. Look, what's interesting about Israel is a heavily polarized society. There's like leftists, there's people that are completely against the war, and then there's the opposite and everything in between. So like, I don't know, man. I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert on it, but like, you know, I think yelling. Like my friend, I told you that story about my friend who works with the guy that was yelling at people in Bondi, just yelling at them. It's like, that is not like, it's not even not helpful. It's like, it's wrong, because it's like, you don't even know their politics, dude. Someone could be, it could be one of them could have the exact thoughts of what's his name? You know, bloody, oh Jesus, the old man that is, my brain's not working. It's tapped out. What's the old? I believe that the Jewish question is
Chomsky.
Yeah, he could have Chomsky's like beliefs. So like, what are you doing?
Yeah, dude, and like your dad, I remember like thinking about this even when I was young, like maybe in my 20s, that all my greatest heroes, when I was like maybe 19, 20, all of my greatest heroes, without exception, were Jewish. Who was I obsessed with? Karl Marx.
Yeah.
Absolutely obsessed with him.
I didn't know he was Jewish.
Jewish.
Right.
Chomsky.
Yeah.
He was one of the first people that Jewish.
Yeah.
And then I was really into Freud at the time.
Yeah, I didn't know he was Jewish.
He was also Jewish. And I remember thinking, I was like, my God, everyone that I really look up to is Jewish.
Yeah.
This is like
it's interesting.
an interesting thing.
Well, I think that like as a society, they also value hard work generally. Like
they're smart. You got to give them that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, my dad was saying, I can't remember who the other artist was. One was Spinoza. There was another, maybe it was Rembrandt. No, I don't think it was him, but it was another artist. And he was like, they're both, my dad's like, these guys are my idols. And he was like, they're also Jewish. So it's not, he has the capability of distinguishing between those two things.
And to be fair, this Noam Chomsky as a Jew was the one who made me aware of the Palestinian issue.
Totally.
A Jew.
Totally. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's quite remarkable if you think about it.
It is remarkable.
Like, without Chomsky, I don't know like what my political trajectory would have been. I'm sure I would have gotten to the same point, but like he gave me so much perspective very early on in my life. I
mean, he like talk about like red pill, that guy. Yeah. It's red pills, you know. And exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's like you can, you know, I don't know, you can sympathize with the people and despise the government, or you know, these points of like power, you know, because that's I don't know. I mean, politics is not a seamless thing. It's like it happens. I mean, I don't know. I understand why people even become apolitical, because they're like so many politicians. There's like corruption and all these terrible factors. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Anyways, thank you everyone for joining us for this podcast.
For this political expose minus
political
George.
expose. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I hope you did too.
And
I can't, like, the YouTube comments are gonna be every time we do one of these, there's like there's comments that are like this big, and they're usually intelligent, like, well, the thing with blah blah blah, and I'm just like, I can't be asked to read that. So like, let's see if we can keep it all to like 7 words.
Nah, just do whatever you like, because
No,
I don't think Miss Love's gonna read them anyway.
No, sometimes I do, but like, sometimes it's hard. Every time I do, you know what I've realized before we go? If I'm reading I'm always reading books, but if there's something on a digital screen, like a computer screen or on my iPhone, I hate reading. I hate reading a digital. I just hate it. It feels like not fake to me. Like it's not a real tangible thing. Is that weird?
I don't know if it's weird. I know that a lot of boomers have the same thing. I personally don't have that. I do think it's romantic.
Saying I'm a boomer?
I do think, like, because people are always like, oh, a book in my hand makes me feel, and it's like, yeah, it does. It's cool. But
yeah.
I'm also like okay with the screen.
I can't
so that's just me. I
can't do it. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next week.
I guess next week. Yeah.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.